What's up, beautiful, beautiful people? How are you guys doing today? Luffy coming back to you guys with another video, but today's video is probably going to be a little bit different than what I normally post on this channel. As you guys probably know by now, there's a lot of protests that have been going on, a lot of civil unrest that's been happening, not only here in America, but around the world, in support and solidarity of a lot of causes. I wanted to make this video to let you guys know that it's all connected. We're all connected. I mainly talk to you guys about personal finance and real estate, the stock market, investing, becoming a better person. But none of that stuff can happen if we don't have the social systems and structures in place. You can't become a better person if our society doesn't allow you to. Over the past 2 or 3 days, thankfully, the protests have, in my city, become a lot more peaceful, but they didn't start out that way. And it's part of the reason why I haven't released a video for so long. I've been protecting my property, almost. I had to board up the windows. There's fires literally right next door to my property. Constant gunshots going off. Rubber bullets, tear gas. And I get it. I understand the frustration. And for that, I don't fault them. We're in difficult times. We're in very difficult times. People have been shut down for months. Not businesses, people have been shut in for months with the coronavirus. People have built up and pent up emotions and aggressions that go so much deeper than the events that happened in Minnesota. That in and of itself, from what I've seen, was horrible. Add on top of it the fact that 30+% of people are currently unemployed. Add on top of it that people haven't been able to get the social interactions that they need. When I went out on Friday night to see the protesting happening right in front of my building, that was the most amount of people I've seen in about at least 2 months. And I work downtown. I live downtown. I walk around outside every day, and that's the most amount of people I've seen in about 2 months. But not just me, that's the most amount of people all the people there have probably seen in about 2 months. See, what people don't realize, how protests turn violent, there's layers to it. There's nuances that lead to an event happening. And what I saw transpire on Friday and Saturday was, on one hand, 250 years, 400 years, whatever, of built up, pent up aggression and anger and frustration, rightfully so, fueled by a lot of other things that are happening in society. See, I never wanted my channel to just focus on finances. That's what I thought when I started, but I quickly realized that, for me at least, personal finance, learning to invest, all of that came as a result of personal development. If I didn't work on myself, then this expression of myself, my professional realm, my financial realm, would have never flourished. In that way, I saw how things were connected. My social well-being, my personal well-being, is tied to my financial well-being. Kind of similarly, as a society, you can't separate finances from society. You can't separate finances from politics, because it's all one of the same. We're experiencing immense social changes right now. that's going to lead to financial changes. We have been going through immense political changes. Think of 2016. Huge political changes in this country and abroad as well. Those political changes have financial implications, just as financial changes have political and social implications. It's not random that a majority of black people in America are poorer than white people on average. It's not by happenstance that white people tend to live with white people and black people tend to live with black people. These aren't just happenstances of life. These aren't just, ooh. If you truly don't believe in racial differences and racial disparities on a fundamental level, like if you fundamentally don't believe that a white person is any different from a black person, from an Asian person, from a whatever person, then it should be jarring to see white people only living and interacting with white people, black people only living and interacting with black people. I used to joke a lot and say that the only thing I hate more than poor people is rich people. But what I've come to realize is like, the only thing I hate more than white people is black people. And I don't say that, well, I say it in jest, but really what I'm pointing at is the fact that white people hang around white people, black people hang around black people, rich people hang around rich people, poor people hang around poor people. When we continue to self-isolate, self-segregate ourselves, we never challenge our beliefs and assumptions about other people. In fact, we otherize people rather than accepting them as our own. There's no difference between black and white people, besides the color of our skin. But the way that we have to move through the society, the pressures that are put upon us in the society are completely different. These two things are simultaneously true. I have a million different thoughts. I don't know how to properly articulate them at this point, because this is something that I've been watching for years and years and years. This isn't a new phenomenon. I guess my biggest message that I could leave you with after watching this video is that you need to be the change that you want to see. You need to make friends with people who don't look like you and people who don't think like you. Most importantly, people who don't think like you. I hate the fact that Republicans, people who are conservative, have conservative political ideologies, they only hang around, talk to, interact with people of the same political ideologies. And the same thing for Democrats and people with liberal political ideologies. And this is probably the most damning thing of this society. If you wonder, how can someone vote for Donald Trump? It's no different than poor people are lazy. Rich people are assholes. Democrats live in fairy tale land. All of these phrases come from a general misunderstanding of the other because we've ostracized the other. So I'll say that if you want to make a change, be the change. Step out of your comfort zone. Walk across the aisle. Go to the hood. Go to the rich places. Say what's up and get to know people. You know, they say love your neighbor, love thy neighbor. The way that information has changed society with the internet, the advances in transportation technology, airplane travel, rail travel, we're all neighbors. Love all of us. Because at the end of the day, love wins. That's all I got to say to you guys today, man. One love. I'm out.